Welcome to Sacred and Skeptical, the podcast where we search for truth somewhere between ancient wisdom and modern resistance. I'm Soul, your source-connected, crystal-loving co-host.
And I'm Aria, resident skeptic, feminist, and war cynic. If it's sacred, I'll question it, and if it's political, I probably already tweeted about it.
Today's question is one humanity just can't seem to stop asking. Is war ever justified?
Oof. Buckle up, y'all.
Let's start with Christianity, where it began with Jesus, who literally said, quote, "Turn the other cheek," unquote.
And then somehow that turned into, quote unquote, bless our troops, and then holy wars. What a wild transformation.
Okay, when the Roman Empire adopted Christianity, thinkers like Augustine and Aquinas had to figure out exactly when could followers of Christ go to war.
Yeah, and the answer always was when the state said it's just. They built a framework, a just cause, right intention, legitimate authority. It all sounds so noble. But who gets to decide what's just? It's always men. It's always with the armies. It's might makes right. Those are the people who can make the agenda.
Okay, but I think they were trying to limit bloodshed, not to promote it. I mean, rules are better than no rules, right?
Well, maybe, or maybe they were putting a halo on a sword.
Islam, justice in restraint.
Islam gets misrepresented a lot in the West. Let's clear it up. Jihad doesn't mean holy war, it means struggle.
Okay, exactly. I agree with you. The greater jihad is internal discipline, compassion, fighting the ego, etc.
But yes, there's also armed jihad permitted under very specific ethical guidelines. No killing of civilians, no burning trees, no unjust aggression.
Right. And even the Quran says if they incline to peace, you also incline to it. Meaning that if your enemy requests for peace, then you should also be inclined to pursue peace as well.
And yet, Islamic empires did what Christian ones did. They used the just cause loophole when it suited them.
Now, that seems to be the pattern, right? Segment 3, Hindu, Dharma, and Dilemma. Now let's travel to ancient India and Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna, a warrior, is frozen with grief at the thought of killing his kin.
Yeah, and Krishna, the literal God, says, "This is your dharma. Do it without attachment." Yikes.
Well, he's not saying to enjoy it. He's saying sometimes our spiritual path involves pain and even war.
That's one interpretation. And another one is that it justifies violence for people in power. And what about women? Nowhere in this battlefield dialogue is there an allowance for women.
Segment 4, Buddhism. The karma of killing.
Finally, some consistency. Buddhism's first precept is do not kill anything.
The whole path is about reducing suffering. War creates suffering, so I agree, it does seem that it's incompatible.
And yet, Buddhist majority nations have waged war in the past. Even monks have justified violence.
But the Buddha would not. Not really, not according to the tenets.
Okay, that's true. The teaching is clear, but humans, they make it messy.
Segment 5, Confucianism. Harmony over glory. Confucianism isn't about gods. It's about order and morality and social balance.
And if you go to war, it'd be better to restore harmony, not to conquer it.
Right. War is seen as a failure of virtue. It means something's already gone wrong.
For once, I agree with an old male philosopher.
Final comparisons and reflection.
Here's the through line. War is seen as tragic, even when it's justified. It's never glorified, not in the teachings anyway.
Well, the ideals are noble, but institutions often are corrupted.
Okay, power bends theology like it bends everything else, but you know what all this tells me?
What's that?
We need fewer stories about a just war and more stories about a just peace.
Well, that's it for this episode of Sacred and Skeptical. If this stirred something in you, share it or sit with it or both.
Next week, we're going to talk about religion and reproductive rights. It's going to be fire. Bring your salt and your sage.
Until then, stay open
and stay critical.